Let's do some guitar yoga. Now, whether you're trying to build the connection between your brain and your fingers or you're trying to maintain it, there are some exercises you can do to develop that relationship. So the first thing I would do is just make sure that your hands are nice and stretched out. You don't want to have any tension here. So you can pull back your fingers gently like this. You could put your thumb of your non-fretting hand. This is a fretting hand workout. So you can put your thumb here, twist this back. You can reach around, do this in the opposite direction. You want this to be nice and loose. And then on the guitar, on the high E string, what I want you to do is I want you to put your index finger down on one of the frets and then try to get all of the other fingers to go down on frets that are next to each other. So if this is the 5th fret, here's the 6, 7, and 8. So I have all 4 of my fingers down. They're all fretting notes right now. If I go up the guitar neck, the frets get closer. So if I have smaller hands or if they don't have a big stretch yet, you might want to pick a fret where everything is closer. So maybe you're on the 9th fret. Maybe you're on the 3rd fret. I'm going to be on the 3rd fret. I feel like it's really comfortable for me. And I'm going to call my fingers by their number names. So my index finger, that's finger 1. My middle finger is finger 2. My ring finger is finger 3. And my pinky is finger 4. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to put all 4 of your fingers down on whatever fret you found is comfortable on the high E string. So right now all 4 of my fingers are pressing down. I'm not pressing down hard. I'm just pressing down just enough so I'm making that positive connection between my finger, the string, and the fret. All right, so here's what we're going to do first. First, I'm going to tilt the guitar this way so you can see. I am only going to be lifting my fingers up just enough so that they clear the string. I call this fast technique. Fast technique is when you're using economy of motion. If you've ever looked at a really quick guitar player, you notice that their fingers are moving just a little bit. You might even have said in the past, like, wow, it looks like it's easy for them. It's easy for them because they've worked on making it look easy. And this is what we're going to work on now. So I'm on just the high E string, just the first string. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice just lifting certain fingers. So let's do this together. So keep all 4 fingers down. I'm going to have my thumb on the back of the neck right there. And now let's just lift your index finger just a little bit off the fretboard, keeping all the other fingers down. So I'm just lifting finger 1, while 2, 3, and 4 are fretting the notes. See how small of a distance you can make between your finger and the string. Now let's do the same thing with the 2nd finger. Just a little bit. And it's okay if this takes time. You could play with fast technique slowly. All right, now finger 3. But you can't play slow technique quickly. It's all over the place. Okay, now finger 4, your pinky. All the other fingers should be hanging out there, fretting their note. Okay, now we're going to do sets of 2. So finger 1 and 2, your index and your middle finger, lifting off the fretboard ever so slightly, while your ring and pinky, finger 3 and 4, are just chilling there. All right, now finger 2 and 3 are going to lift, while your index and your pinky are staying down. You want to make sure that they're moving at the same time. You see how sometimes my fingers are moving one at a time? You want them to move as a group. All right. Now let's do finger 3 and finger 4, your ring and your pinky. Just the smallest amount of movement. And now let's do your index and your pinky. This is the Spider-Man. And now your index and your ring. So your middle and your pinky should stay put. You're just lifting your index and your ring. This one's hard. If you can't get some of these, that's okay. You can always go back. Just try. Now your middle and your pinky. All right, now we're gonna do groups of 3. So we're gonna start with your pinky down, and 1, 2, and 3 are gonna lift. Just lift ever so slightly. Okay, good. Now do the same thing, your index finger stays down. Fingers 2, 3, and 4 are gonna lift. Now we're gonna hold down the middle finger, and 1, 3, and 4 are gonna lift. Try to move them all as a group. Keep your third finger down, and 1, 2, and 4 are gonna lift. And now keep your pinky down, and 1, 2, and 3 are gonna lift. And now we're gonna lift all 4 fingers up, just above the fretboard, and then put them down. Okay, so for the next section, we're gonna be moving from one string to another. So I'm gonna be holding the guitar like this, but my fingers are just gonna be lifting up those tiny amounts, just like I did before. But now we're gonna be moving from one string to the next. So we're gonna start with one finger at a time, with our index finger first, finger number 1. We're gonna go from the first string, the high E, just to the B string. So move this, you're just gonna touch the string and come back. Touch it and come back. Don't worry about fretting it, don't worry about pressing it down. You're just gonna touch it. Small, controlled movements. Now let's do that with the second finger, with your middle finger. Just touch that string, going from the first string to the second string, and come back. And now let's try the third string. Ring finger. We're just touching it, going from string 1 to string 2, sorry, and coming back. And now with our pinky. Now let's try a bit more of a stretch. We're gonna go from string 1 to string 3. With the index finger, finger 1, we're gonna go from string 1 to string 3, and come back. So now let's do it with our second finger, with our middle finger. Doing about 3 to 5 different repetitions. If there's one that feels difficult, do more of those until it frees that connection up. Now my ring finger, finger 3, I'm going from string 1 to string 3. And now let's go with my pinky, string 1 to string 3. This one might be tough. If you're not used to using your pinky, keep those other fingers planted. All right, now let's do index finger from string 1 to string 4. Only move that one finger. All right, now finger 2. From string 1, the high E string, to string 4, the D string. And now finger 3, it's your ring finger. This one's tricky. That's a big jump. Might seem like not a big jump, but if you're keeping everything really close, it's pretty far away. And now your pinky, string 1 to string 4. Might have to move your other fingers a little bit to get that stretch. And if the stretch is too big, then go from string 1 to another string that's closer. Okay, now let's go from the first string all the way down to the 5th string. This is the high E string to the A string. Okay, now do that same thing with your middle finger, high E string to the A string. Just touch it and come back. Same thing with the ring finger. Touch and come back. You could write these down if you want. You could do these on your own time. It's just a good way. Pinky, 1 to 5. It's a good way to practice that connection. When you're calling upon your fingers to do whatever, play single note solos, play chords, play some funky 2 or 3 string things, they're there for you. All right, now I'm gonna go from string 1 to string 6. This is the biggest stretch. With my index finger first, 1 to 6. Keep it really close. You see how close that I'm keeping it? Keeping it like right above the fretboard. I'm not going like this. I'm keeping it right above the fretboard. It's hard. It's something that you'll have to work on and go slowly. All right, now finger 2, 1 to 6. Try to keep a straight direction of travel. Economy of motion. All right, finger 3, 1 to 6. If this is too far, then you can do a different string. That's okay. All right, now last one, pinky. String 1 to string 6. Holding the guitar in a weird way to show it. I gotta remember to be nice and relaxed here. Okay, now we could do the same thing with different combinations of fingers, and this is more of something that you can explore by yourself. So you could take, like, let's say finger 1 and finger 4, and you could do from string 1 to string 2, or string 1 to string 3. Kind of looks like a little spider. But right now we're going to put all of our fingers on the 6th string, the low E string, and we're just going to do some combinations of fingers going up the fret, up your strings. So I'm going to start with my index finger and my middle finger, and I'm going to go from the 6th string, the low E string, and I'm going to go to the 5th string. I'm going to touch them and come back. You can do the same thing starting on the high E string, but just for right now, just going to show it like this. Now if I got that, I'm going to try going from here. I'm going to go string 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to go all the way to 2. 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now all the way to 1. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's do fingers 2 and 3 together. Just gonna go from string 6 to string 5, from the low E string to the A string, moving these as a group, really focusing on keeping my index finger and my pinky down. Okay, now I'm gonna go from 5 to 4, back to 5, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to go up to 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to go up to 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now all the way up to 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. That one's tricky. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's do our ring and pinky from 6. Oh, stay there, index finger. Stay there, middle finger. 6 to 5. And now let's go up to 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, and go up to 3, 4, 5, 6. Now go up to 2, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up to 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you can call any number of 4-digit combinations from 1 to 6. So let's say my 4-digit combination is 2, 3, 6, 4. 2, 3, 6, 4. That means with my index finger, I'm going to be in the 2nd string. 2, 3, 6, 4. This is a shape. I'm just going to call random numbers, and then you can just move your fingers in those shapes. So I have my 2, my 3, 6, and 4. Now can you move those fingers all independent of each other? Just popping them off. This is like a big weird chord shape, right? You can pick any of those 4 numbers and you can move your fingers there. Let's all go to the first string together. And now I'm gonna do 3, 3, 6, 1. All right, that means that this finger is gonna go to the 3rd string, 3. And now this one's going to the 3rd string, 3. And this one's going to the 6th string, and that one's going to the 1st string. Goodness. Can you go from the 1st string all to that assignment? Think about where they're going. 3, 3, 6, 1, 3, 3, oh gosh, 6, 1. And now we're gonna flip it. So the 3 is gonna become a 4, 6 is a 1, and then my 1 is gonna become a 6. Okay, so now I have 4, 4, 1. Oh gosh, 6. You could pick any 4-digit combination where the numbers are 1 through 6, and you could do the same thing. And then when you go to play, hopefully now you have a little bit better of a connection between your brain and your fingers.